Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw a battle droid from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, this one shouldn't be too hard. I mean, we're drawing a stick figure in so many words. I'm trying to expand and do different things, and someone requested a battle droid. This is an older request, and I apologize. I'm just now getting to some of this stuff, but that's how it goes. You know, sometimes I'm fast, sometimes I'm slow, sometimes I'm just trying to put my shoes on in the morning. You know, that's about all. That's all I can do. It's just trying to do that. That's all. I'm trying to make you laugh all the time too. But that's really about it. You know, trying different stuff, and someone requested one, so it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get to it. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's pretty much a stick figure, right? Okay, here's the amazing thing, though. Yes, it's a stick figure, and that's how simple it was. I mean, it was designed by one of the greatest. Well, I don't know whether it was by. What I was trying to say is designed by Doug Chiang, and I'm a big fan of Doug Chiang. But I was just about to say, it's like, but actually, I take that back. I have no idea whether he designed. I think he did, but maybe I'm not that great a fan if I don't know, right? But yeah, that's. I was just trying to boast about Doug Chiang and his awesome concept art stuff. I've been a big fan for a long time. And like I said, maybe not as big as I thought, considering I don't know whether he did it or not. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, what's amazing is that it actually works to a point. Like when they did the Black Series figures, it all worked. Like they didn't have to do anything, and it still stood. It could be compact and folded up and all that stuff. So even though it was just a design, a sketch and whatnot, it could actually be compacted and work this way. It's amazing, right? So, okay, I think that's good enough for this sketch, because that's it. I don't want to do too many details, because I'm going to come back in and add the detail with the Sharpie pen. So, I'm going to erase some of these sketch lines, and then I'm going to get going with the Sharpie portion. But I got to leave myself enough to see. If you're working with pencil, you just start drawing, press harder. Don't worry about erasing. You're probably not even watching this part anyway, because this is all for me. This is 100% so I can see what I'm doing and get us going on the next part. So, that looks about good. So with that being said, I say, let's get our Sharpies and welcome the skippers. You know, the people that skip to the next section. Welcome, skippers! Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly a fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. It can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself loosely enough of an image that I can use to guide us. So I'm going to get going with the big Sharpie pen, the Sharpie fine point, and add some tiny details there. Usually I start with this with the face, but yeah, no face, right? So I'm just going to dive in with shapes. So, for his head, I'm just going to come down here and do one of these. And I'm going to basically do an outline and then come back and add extra detail. So something like that. And again, I'm going to start to build onto what I can see, what I think is enough robotic piece, right? And what I always say is draw what's in front first, and then you can draw what's behind. So his I want to say his ears, but they're not. They go back behind these parts and into the neck and all that stuff. So that's why I'm just kind of drawing what I see first, and then we're going to come back for the inner detail. Or not the inner detail, but the behind detail is what I'm trying to say. The details of the stuff behind, not his behind. His Okay, so, and the other thing is too, like I always talk about, is I can only see so much of this anyway. So some of this I'm just kind of making up to what will work for what I need, you know? All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Here's how we're gonna work this. I'm gonna do little stuff like this and add little details, but again, because he's a robot, there's only so much detail I'm gonna get in, and some detail I can't get in. So for the most part, we're roughly doing a battle droid. Here's the big question: how are we going to color this guy? Because let's do this. Let's give him some eyes. Because there's different versions, right? You can do all kinds of different stuff, and I want to do all that pattern in his head, but I kind of don't at the same time. Like I think that would look good with color, so I'm not going to bother with the cool pattern on his head. All right. Okay, but I will do this. Let me smooth this out. This got a little out of control here. I want to do his antenna. Let me see how far I'm going to go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do little stuff like this. Just kind of come back and do some complementary lines. And this will also help give us edges too. Like I want to do one right there, but I think that's going to be a color line, a color placement. So let's keep going. All right, so what I always say is draw what's in front first, that way you can draw what's behind. And I've got him holding his gun, so I kind of just need to draw the rest of his body and build off that. So I've got him, let's see, this is what I will do. I'll do a lot of these kind of complementary things like this that aren't like the outline edges. It's kind of the inside design, I guess that's the best way to say it. But I can't do all this. I need to I need to stop with all the little detail. But I want to. It's so much fun. So I'm gonna do this arm like I normally do, and then work behind him. So I'm gonna come in here and do a little bit of this, and I'm planning for. I see other stuff in here, so I'm kind of adding a little bit extra for what I feel will be detail lines. Like, let's see, his chest right here. No, I can't. I want to start doing that stuff, but I can't. I need to, like I said, I need to actually pay attention to what's in front, and then I can work what's behind, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna work his arm down to his elbow. And let's see, let's draw that little, we'll just draw like a little circle here for his elbow. And I can build off of that. Let's see. It looks like, so that's going to be in front. See, there's so much that's in front that I have to pay attention to what I can see. You know, what's usable. Like I can build off this, I can build off that, but then it's going to start to be behind something else. So again, I need to follow the instructions, basically what I need to do. Alright, so for his arm, let's do, he's got a cool wrist, so let's get to something like that. And then I need to try not to focus too much on how perfect it is. I just need to draw the basic shapes to get the outline. So see, that's part of the other problem, is sometimes it's a little so thin that it's going to fall into itself, and unfortunately that's just how it happens. Okay, that's going to be a little what do you call it? Pivot point. What's the word? Hinge. A little hinge. Okay. Alright, so that's part of his wrist. And let's see, it's going to go into the rest. this. And here, again, is where we're going to kind of make up some stuff because there's so much into this that it's almost impossible. Well, it's possible. I take that back. It's possible to do, but we don't have time to do it all. Okay, and so, let's see, his fingers are going to be around his gun. That's connected, that's okay. See some of this, again, it's going to bleed into itself, so it's almost like, well, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Right? It's kind of like when we draw fingers, like when we draw a hand. Sometimes it doesn't look right until you get to the entire thing, then it starts to make sense. Alright, so we're going to put the handle here of his blaster, and the rest is coming up. So now I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of the top. And let's just eyeball it. Let's not worry about too many details here. Normally I try to decide whether I want to use a ruler. Here I just want to do it by hand. And also I'm just kind of making it up too. So don't worry if it's not perfectly like mine, because mine's not perfectly like theirs. You know, I'm just kind of making up what I can. Let's do this. Let's add a little bit extra here. I'm going to come back in with the smaller Sharpie and kind of accent certain other parts, but I wanted to draw the bulk of it like that. Because here's the other thing too, is I'm just looking at like a toy picture, and I don't have 100% accurate details anyway, so yeah, I'm just kind of making it up. But kind of like I was talking about with the hand, in the end, you know, it's going to be like, well, it looks right, it looks close, and the overall picture is going to make it look like what we want. And honestly, this might be a little too small for what I was trying to do, because now it's going to get a little lost. It's going to be a little too, I don't want to say detailed, but yeah, we're going to lose a little bit of information here because it's going to be too messy, too much noise. And so it's too late, so I'm going to keep going. But yeah, it's a little too messy here. And what I mean by that is because it's a robot with a bunch of edges and parts and stuff like that, all this is going to disappear until we color it. So like black and white like this, it's going to look a little all over the place, right? So that's okay. Like I said, once we color it, it's going to really look, it's really going to stand out and look awesome. For now, a little messy. That's alright. But, again, we drew what's in front, so now I can start to draw the stuff that's behind it. So, his other arm, I'm going to come over here like this. Now, I got to be careful here, too, because I was trying to, like I said, draw complementary lines, but it's almost too thin. So I got to be super careful there. So see, like this is going to disappear. Now it's going to get messy to a whole bunch of different little lines that, probably could have done without. And I probably should have planned it a little bit more. But again, once I color it, you're going to see a whole different world. Alright, so let's do this too. Now that I can, I'm going to add a little bit of extra line like this. Again, maybe a little bit too much, maybe a little too... I keep saying messy. Maybe that's not the word I'm looking for, because it's a little negative. I'm trying to think of something else. But it's very, not convoluted. Same thing. It's the same word. I don't know why. I'm trying to make something up. I'm trying to get fancy with my words here. Convoluted, messy. It's all the same. All the same. But are you impressed? Are you impressed with my verbiage? As much as I say I can't speak, I came up with a nice fancy word like convoluted. Okay, anyway. This arm I'm gonna have up. He's kind of in a. I was trying to think of like a something like this, but I was like, well, maybe that's a little bit too much. But no, I think giving him a nice personality is gonna bring it out just a little bit more. Alright, so something like that. And I'm trying not to... I did have it going straight up, but now, like I said, because it's all together, I'm trying to make it further out. So, let's see if we can do this. Let's go... like this. And then we'll do the same thing like we did there. Kind of the whole... the whole messy, just what I was just talking about not doing. That, but I've got it out. I've got it further from where we did before, so it's a different placement. Is that the right word? And that'll help us to, like I said, differentiate it and make it stand out a little bit more than all this mess. And I hate to say mess. You know, I hate to use negative words because that's not what I'm trying to say. Alright, so I'm going to kind of come up. And we're just going to put this one out. With the thumb. And then for the fingers, we're just going to do almost something like this. Because he's got those two, you know. So. And the reason I'm doing it like this is just to give you something different to draw. Because you've got, you know, robot hands, and we're trying to do it a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm asking you like you're talking to me. You don't know? You can't answer? I mean, you can guess, like, you can put it in the comments, but you know, it's like you have no idea. I'm the one who started this, right? I'm talking to myself more than anything. So something like that, okay? Alright, so let's see. So here's where it's going to get, again, a little messy. So we're just going to kind of close off his body up there like that. I'm going to come down here at this front to his pelvis. And then he's got like, I don't want to say pistons, but like connectors. There's the word I'm looking for. Connectors like this. Around. Ooh, I think I'm too low. I'm too low. I need to bring it back in. Okay, because this is going to come down to his hip like that. No, that'll work. That'll work. And I can draw his other hip over there. Yeah. Okay, and then it's going to be down here. And again, some of this we're just going to be making up because robot parts, right? Am I right, kids? Am I right? Something like that. Let's do the other side too while we're here. Okay. Let me add some of this detail. Oops. Dropped my pen. And just to try to clean it up. See, this should have been more of a circle, but that's okay. If nothing else, we'll clean it up by doing something like that. And this will kind of help define just a little bit of definition. Yeah. this goes in like one piece in the front, so it's not really separated. This has round parts, and this is also kind of what I was talking about before, is there's just so much in here that it's like, well, just kind of leave it alone. Just don't try to draw every single thing so it doesn't get, like I said, convoluted and confusing. Alright, I think that'll work. There we go. Alright, so, little leg, yeah, a little stubby. I could have done him a little bit better, but that's alright. That's alright. We're going to put his knee right around there, so I'm going to bring it in. Down here like this. Going to add a knee joint. And sometimes I'm breaking it up like this to separate it, and that way, again, I know exactly where I am with my parts. And to make it look manufactured. Ooh, the paper's moving. Alright. So yeah, breaking it up is helping me to see what's what goes where, and what parts are necessary or left over. You know, it's like what he needs to to be manufactured and to look right, like it's put together. I'll do that in a second. Let's go ahead and just finish up the feet, and then I'll add all the little tiny details. So like same thing like that. I know the parts according to my sketch. So that's why I'm adding little bumps, because I do plan on coming back and adding a little bit extra detail here. Alright? Okay. So something like that. Something like that. So yeah, there's a little divot right there. Again, I want to do that with color. So there's only so much I can do now. But I have a plan for color. Again, it helps to plan everything you're doing, because you know it's good to work on the fly and figure stuff out. And if you can, you're that much quicker and faster and better. But you know, a good plan is going to get you there, and then you react to your not station in life, your place where you are. No, okay, so the last thing we're going to do is what I was talking about, is I wanted to put a pack on him, but I wanted to see, last final thing, I wanted to see where we were. So again, when I just talked about how messy this was, let's do some more of a mess. Let's just come in here real quick and add just a little bit like this, and then his antenna is going to go back there. So the last thing we'll add is just a little bit of detail here. Kind of connect this again to give it that robotic look, you know. Now this point is back there, so we're not worried about it. So we're going to say that's where the antenna is too. So we're going to draw it up like this, and then this one is back here, but you can't see it. So we'll do this at least, so it's coming up. We're going to go like that, and we're going to say it's right around here, like that. There you go. So that's the end of it. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is a battle droid from Star Wars. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of How I Draw.
Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.